Hello everyone, I'm Tien, I'm from Vietnam.
Hi everyone, my name is Olga and I'm from Russia.
We're a couple that currently been living in America for quite some time. And during our time living in America, we share some experience, similar experience as a foreigner that living in America. So we want to create a channel to share with you guys about our journey and experience as a foreigner that living in America. And we also want to share some tip and advice for you, for those who want to move to America or just moved here recently, and you can use the advice to help you get settled down quicker in America and you won't struggle as much as we did in the past. So the first video we want to make is 5 things that you should know before you move to America, and I hope you guys will find this video helpful. And if you enjoy our video, feel free to like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestion for future video, leave it a comment below. And yeah.
The first tip, the first thing rather that you need to know is the language. Well, of course, they say that when you go to America, people usually will try to understand you with maybe some gestures or things like that, but it doesn't really happen. You have to know the language, you have to know English, at least some basic words like how are you or hi or how much does that cost and things like that, because it will really go a long way in the end of you getting services or getting help from people. And you also need to be aware that when you learn English in school, you'll probably learn British variant of English, and it's a little bit different, like the pronunciation and the spelling and some words, so you have to be prepared for that. And even though you know English very well, sometimes you come to America and you're like, I do not understand what these people are telling me, because they have different accents. Like everybody has different accents, and you have to be ready for that as well. So that's tip number one. You have to know the language just a little bit, but it will help you a lot.
Yeah, and also like I know when I first learning English and when I try to talk to people in school, I tend to speak really fast. So if you tend to do that, try to slow down a little bit, or if the people that you try to talk to have hard time understanding you, just try to slow down, and vice versa as well. If the native speaker speak a little too fast, and or the accent is different, or not something that you can understand, feel free to ask them to slow down or repeat again. They usually don't mind do that for you, especially they see that you try to learn English to talk to them. They're very friendly, and that's very helpful as well. So yeah, so just keep that in mind. And second thing that you should know is to do the research on the law and policy of the state that you're gonna move to, because America is a huge country, and there are different 50 different states, and each of these states are basically its own country. Sure, they have like a main federal law that they kind of mirror to, but some of them are still have their own specific law and policy. So it's always be mindful to learn some important law in that state, especially like transportation. For example, some state, most of the state will require you to have insurance in order for you to get a driver license, and some might not. So it's always good to know that, and not just the state that you are gonna move to or live in. It's also good to learn the law and the policy of the neighboring state, because most likely you're gonna travel to the state next to yours to like travel or vacation, stuff like that. So it's helpful to do that.
Yeah, and tip number three, it's taxes. The first tax is for people who just visit America or decide to live here. It works for everybody. It's a sales tax that we have here. And when people go to the store, if they don't know what a sales tax is, they see an item costs 99 cents and they think, okay, I have $1, so I should be fine. I will just buy this item for 99 cents and I'll go and eat it or use it or whatever. But then they don't account for a sales tax. And in different states, for example, in North Carolina where we used to live, it was 6%, so it definitely would be over 1 cent. And $1 would not be enough for a 99-cent item. So you have to be mindful of that when you go to the store and you see a price. It's not the final price. You have to pay something on top of that, and it can be 6% on top of that, 13% on top of that. Sometimes it's really a high tax that you have to pay. So that's one tax. And then the second tax is income tax. If you decide to live here and work here, you have to know that the salary that the employer offers you is not what you actually will get in the end. They may offer you $30,000 a year, and then you will get like maybe 20,000 because of the high income tax that's in that state. So you have to really do your research and see if you want to live in that state, because the taxes may be higher in other states than some other states.
Yeah, and we actually just moved to Oregon, Portland,
Yeah.
Oregon,
Yay!
and we just learned that they don't have sales tax here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So that
another
was a
thing.
nice thing.
See, another thing that you need to do your homework before you move to a different state. So some state have sales tax, some doesn't, and I believe Vancouver, Seattle,
They're like Washington State.
yeah, Washington State doesn't have property tax, right?
It doesn't have income tax, I
Income
think.
tax,
It doesn't
yeah.
have income tax. So now we may want to move there and earn our money there because they don't have income tax, but they do have sales tax. So it's really tricky sometimes.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind. And speaking of money, tip, another big thing in America. So
Number four.
yeah, so number 4. Yep, number 4 tip. No pun intended. So yeah, when you go to let's say you want to go to restaurant, and nowadays not even restaurant, like everywhere you go, when you buy something, even with your car, they always have like this service. They ask you if you want to put some tip, like 10%, 5%, stuff like that. So yeah, leaving tip is a big thing in America because service people who work in restaurant services, they don't get paid salary or don't get paid per hour like normal job. I used to work at a restaurant for about almost 5 years.
Probably.
Yeah, so we get paid super low. Like, in North Carolina, we get paid for like $2-3 an hour as a waiter and waitress, and the rest you have to earn from tip. And so that's another thing, you need to put in consideration when you go out to eat or just go out to hang out or have fun with your friends and stuff. Make sure to bring a little extra cash, or make sure you have more money in your bank, not just the amount of food that you're gonna pay for. So you don't want to like that one person who don't pay tip. And I know some state try to push some new law to like get rid of the tip and pay the people who work in restaurant actual salary, which is really nice. I totally support that. Yeah, cause sometimes you see people who don't leave tip, and it's kind of suck. So and then another thing that you should know before you go out and with your friend in America.
Tip number 5 is tip about the measurement system in the United States. So the United States of America and Great Britain, they are 2 countries in the world that use the imperial system instead of the regular metric system where you have meters, centimeters, kilometers, and then for weight you have kilograms, milligrams, grams. And we here use an imperial system, and it has ounces, pounds, miles, feet, yards, things like that. So you have to know how much, for example, a mile is when you walk somewhere, or you need to know how much a pound is approximately so that you know how much you have to pay for what weight of an item that you buy. It's just that you have to be careful with that. It's just a good thing to know, because some people wouldn't think that it's a thing. Like, you would think that metric system is so popular that it should be accepted everywhere, but unfortunately it's not. It can be a bummer, but you just have to know that when you go here, and it will make your life so much easier. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you like cooking like I do, is they have different system for like measuring the sugar and pepper and salt as well, like spoon, teaspoon, ounce, cup, and all that stuff. So that's another thing you need to learn. I mean, if you come here, when you are young and you go to school, they probably teach you those things, but it's still hard. And even the temperature here is Fahrenheit, not Celsius. And it's a little different.
Some of us still don't know what it is. I still know Celsius better than Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit, I don't know what it means, but Celsius is just so much
Yeah.
closer to me.
So yeah, that's something that you should know. I mean, again, you know, with new technology, you can use Google to kind of convert it for
Every
you
time.
when you need to. But other than that, yeah. So yeah, those are 5 things that we think that you should know before you move to America. I hope you guys find it useful. And if you like our video, again, like and subscribe to our channel so you can get update when we upload new video. And if you have any other experience like we do, or any tip that you think will be useful for other people, feel free to leave a comment below. Or if you want to have any question about us, feel free to leave a comment below as well, and we'll try to answer all your questions the best we can. Well, thank you for watching.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.